What's up, Taiwan? I'm Jaime Ocon with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwanese manufacturer Delta Electronics plans to invest over $500 million in its Thai subsidiary over the next 4 years. Now, Thailand's Prime Minister announced Delta's move to increase its stake in the country on Wednesday. Delta Electronics briefly became the most valuable firm on Thailand's stock exchange last year. The manufacturer is one of several Taiwanese firms eyeing Thailand as a key business destination. It's a trend which analysts say will grow with the U.S.-led push to reduce economic reliance on China.
近几年来，以美国为首，一直推动的供应链去进行 China 加1的台湾的部分呢，也是从2016年新南向嘛。在这两个政策的加持下，自然泰国就会成为是新南向的主要销售据点。
Some relief for Taiwan shoppers as January's consumer price index hit a 7-month low. January's CPI grew 1.79%, lower than last January's 3.04%. But the group of 17 necessities the government monitors saw a 3.27% jump, with the biggest contributors to inflation being pork at 8% and chicken at 5%. The government says the big year-on-year overall drop is largely because of the timing of the Lunar New Year. The holiday fell in January last year, setting a higher base for comparison. A Taiwanese textile firm is taking on its waste problem, turning fast fashion leftovers that would have been thrown away into useful everyday objects. John Van Trieste has this report.
This factory is the test ground for an idea that could clean up the environment and help whole communities. It belongs to Taiwanese fabric maker Textile Enterprise, a firm whose big-name customers include Victoria's Secret. But each month, over 12,000 tons of its materials go to waste, either because they're unusable scraps or because they fail quality control. All this keeps the local incinerator very busy. The company has to pay large sums to have it all burned, and the process puts carbon as well as smoke into the atmosphere. But the firm's owner, 40-year textile industry veteran Huang Guopeng, has thought of a way to stop this flood of waste while also giving people joy. The idea came when he watched a movie in which the main character enjoys crafting. Why not turn the waste into something? Last year, he opened a crafting classroom where people can learn how to put leftover scraps of cloth to use. They can make cute decorations, clothes, and indigenous Taiwanese regalia.
像我们有丰年祭嘛，就会想说带个比较简单的，这样子也结婚也可以带。
Or more involved projects like yarn bags. It's early days yet, but several hundred people have already taken part in the workshop.
我的想法就是说来这里玩一天而已，就是说把它提供一个场地嘛，反正大家来这里做环保，对我来讲我是减碳嘛，对不对？我也许可以得到碳权啊。
And the idea is spreading. The classroom is sending unwanted scraps to schools and community centers across Taiwan. And it's even planning to send fabric to Turkey's Syrian border, an area home to many Syrian refugees that's also recovering from a magnitude 7.8 earthquake last year. The hope is to teach people how to use these bits of cloth to create useful items, turning what was an environmental problem into a force for positive change. Joseph Wu and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Facing ever-growing climate threats, Taiwan's agriculture needs to find ways to adapt. Sally Jensen went to Miaoli County to meet one strawberry farmer who's taking a risk and going organic.
Carefully inspecting his fruit, Jan Yiqiang took over the family strawberry farm from his father. But like many others here in Taiwan's Miaoli County, Jan's livelihood is threatened by rising temperatures.
现在在我们台湾来讲的话，尾雕病好像没办法根治，应该是气候。我们要把气候先慢慢的把它再回到以前的那个气候，不要让气候越来越恶劣。
One of his varieties, the Meifeng, has been hit by pests which proliferate in warmer weather. Over the decades, rising temperatures have almost eliminated the heat-sensitive Fengxiang, formerly the most common variety, in the small town of Dahu. This is Dahu in north-central Taiwan, the country's strawberry capital. Almost all of the country's 6.6 million kilos of strawberries are harvested here each winter, with an annual value of around $40 million. But rising global temperatures have meant that winters here are getting warmer, and farmers have seen their yields plummet. Ye Zhenhao is a researcher at the local agricultural research station and has observed the change. He is now trying to help Dahu's strawberry farmers weather the storm.
所以我们同时也有在做一些可能栽培方法的改变，对，包括说可能设置一些遮阴或者遮雨，或者说不同的覆盖去，比较能够让田间降温的方法的一些实验。
On his wife's advice, farmer Jan went to Ye and his team to learn how to go organic. He now ferments his own fertilizer and pesticide from organic waste like fruit peel, which he says have improved his crop. He now makes extra cash from selling a new variety, a Japanese white strawberry. And this year, the old Fengxiang, which he had all but lost hope for, has made a surprising comeback.
我现在又开始要回归于它了。白草莓不是我的主打，它才是我的主打的，才是真正的草莓。
Strawberries are not Taiwan's only crop struggling against warmer temperatures. And while the threats facing the country's little red fruit grow ever bigger, farmers like Jan are finding new ways to bring hope for a sweeter future. Andy Xue and Sally Jensen in Miaoli County for TaiwanPlus.
Fields of gold are attracting people from far and wide to Taiwan's southeast coast. Laurel Stewart reports on how the irresistible crop is able to maintain its pull on the public.
Nestled between these mountains in Taitung, this valley of gold is not just an essential crop for farmers. The rapeseed flowers also draw tourists to Chishang every year. The crop is usually harvested at the beginning of spring, but with this year's Lunar New Year falling later than usual, some worried they wouldn't have time to visit the area while the crop's in bloom. To solve the problem, the government is subsidising farmers to delay their harvests till after the New Year, so more tourists can visit over the holiday period.
协调跟情商大约播了90公顷，在伯公庙前面，它的画面是最美的，尤其当我们的火车经过的时候。
Farmers usually grow rapeseed before planting rice, the other crop that Chishang is known for. It helps increase soil fertility and reduces the amount of fertilizer they need to use. But in Chishang, it's also a central part of the seasonal cuisine.
它期限很短啦，基本上在半个月至1个月内就不会吃得到这一道我们比较特别在中午线吃得到的油菜花。
And it's a novelty for tourists too.
都是吃芥蓝炒牛肉，没有吃过说那个油菜炒牛肉。
And by extending the harvest season a little longer than usual, the aim is to bring a touch of gold to everyone visiting Chishang over the new year. Ryan Wu and Laurel Stewart for TaiwanPlus.
Whale research in Taiwan is set to get a boost as the government is calling on the public to help with studies on humpbacks. Southeastern Taitung County is putting its money where its mouth is, offering cash rewards for people who report whale sightings. Locals have spotted humpbacks more frequently off Taiwan's coast over the past 5 years. The whales used to be hunted in Taiwan during the early 20th century, causing their numbers to plummet. Scientists say their recent resurgence in the area is proof that Taiwan is a vital part of their migratory patterns. A dragon is flying over Keelung in northern Taiwan to celebrate the Lunar New Year. This is Inglong, a dragon believed to bring prosperity in Chinese folklore, but it's not real. It's a part of a special augmented reality app designed to bring the New Year's spirit. Visitors can bask in the dragon's blessings at the city's maritime plaza. Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. You can visit the TaiwanPlus website or follow our social media for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Before we go, come with us to the streets of Hanoi to see how the locals shop for the Lunar New Year, or Tet in Vietnamese. I'm Jaime Ocon. Take care and see you next time.